We know that the world of Red Dead Redemption is full of tragedies. Both games in this universe are brimming with lives that have gone wrong. Almost everybody's happy ending is corrupted with a twist, one that makes it, well, less than happy. In today's video we're going to be looking at one of these side missions which highlights this general theme. Of course I'm talking about the strangest side mission, Let No Man Put Asunder. To begin this side story, we must head to Coots Chapel. The location in question is a short distance southeast of Armadillo. The prerequisite for this mission to appear is to finish the Bonnie McFarlane mission Obstacles in Our Path. Once that's done, come here and it should be available. When we arrive, we shall meet an elderly woman wearing a white dress, sitting on her own in the ruins of an abandoned structure just down the road from the chapel.
Everything all right, madam?
It's Miss... Oh, let me look at you. My gentleman caller. You remind me of my Peter. Have you seen him?
I don't think so.
Where is that man? We'll be late for the ceremony. He must still be at the saloon in Armadillo, talking to the musicians. He's such a fine man. Must be making things right for me, as usual.
Well, I gotta get going, ma'am. I'm sure your Peter will be just fine.
Wait, I beg you. Would you possibly go fetch him for me? This was meant to be my perfect day. Please, sir. Something must have happened. I can't bear it.
So you want me to go find your Peter so you can have a perfect day?
Yes, please, sir.
I'll see what I can do.
Oh.
The old woman claims that today was supposed to be her perfect day. Presumably she means her wedding day. But alas, the groom Peter is nowhere to be found, and thus she has asked us to go look for him. It's very clear right away that there's more to this story. This old woman is sat on the ruins of an abandoned building. I wouldn't go as far as to say she's erratic, but she definitely seems a little out of sorts, and furthermore, why would there be a ceremony at an abandoned chapel? And why would you in your right mind want to hold a wedding at an abandoned chapel? Conventionally speaking, I'm sure there's some mad bastards out there, but that's besides the point. Anyway, at the poor old lady's request, we need to head to the Armadillo saloon to find her betrothed. However, will we find her Peter there? Obviously not.
Just so you know, I don't take requests, mister.
I'm looking for a man. Name's Peter. Fella's meant to get married today. Seen him around?
Who?
Peter, is what she said.
You ain't after no Pete Turner, are you?
For all I know. Where can I find him?
Well, my memory escapes me when not properly stimulated.
Let's see if we can refresh it.
$5 will do. Or you could run a little errand for me.
What do you need done?
It's my wife. She packed her things this morning and left me. The dumb wench is still at the freight station waiting for the stagecoach. If you could convince her to take me back. Her name's Rose.
I guess I'll go have a talk with her.
Now, you'll need more than talk with that bitch.
The musician at the Armadillo saloon tells us he'll tell us where to find Pete Turner if we either pay him $5 or convince his wife to go back to him. Unfortunately, it's very obvious that he's a bit of a bellend, so I just caved and gave him the $5.
Truth is, Pete Turner ain't been in Armadillo for near on 20 years now. Kind of a queer fella and all. Wasn't here every night. Sure as the moon in the sky.
What happened to him?
Well, what happens to all of us? I reckon you'll find him at Odd Fella's Rest. Yeah, that's where he'd be, I'd guess.
So now we need to head west of Armadillo to a graveyard known as Odd Fellow's Rest. Something tells me this is not going to be the perfect day for that poor old lady after all. And most unfortunately, sure enough, at Odd Fellow's Rest we can find the grave of Pete Turner, which reads, Peter Turner, betrothed to Miss Alma Horlick, killed by a blow to the head on the 15th of January 1894. He will never dance with another, meaning he was likely a man in presumably good health that was killed in a fight. That marks the ending of the Let No Man Put Asunder side mission. We found the old woman's betrothed, presumably she is Alma Horlick. However, there's no marker at the abandoned Coots Chapel, and if we return we cannot find the poor old lady again either. I find it interesting that the mission doesn't bring us back to Alma Horlick, and I do wonder why that is. And if we do choose to go back of our own volition, she's not there. It makes you speculate a little bit. There are two possible explanations. In her senior years, maybe she's got some form of dementia, and as a result cannot remember that her betrothed died. And by the time we've discovered her groom is actually dead, she's been retrieved by a carer of some sort, hence why she is not here. This is more likely, but alternatively there are theories circulating that Alma Horlick is actually a ghost. In Undead Nightmare, when you clear out Coots Chapel, the boss zombie here is none other than Alma Horlick. On her grave, which isn't in the base game, it states that she died in 1911, alone, aged 65 years. In the base game, the grave isn't there yet, but maybe she has just died, and thus she as a ghost only begins to manifest at this location after we finish the prerequisite Bonnie McFarlane main story mission. Furthermore, when she rises from the dead in Undead Nightmare, she says the same line she says to us in the main game. Interestingly, Alma's grave can be found in the main storyline after installing Undead Nightmare. However, in the Game of the Year edition, this is not the case. So canonically, Alma Horlick dies in 1911. However, you can still do this mission in 1914, which is the year that the game jumps to after the ending. And as one final point, her name is Alma, which in Portuguese and Spanish means soul. Could this be a deliberate nod from Rockstar that Alma Horlick is in fact a ghost? It's weird that Alma's grave is found in the yard of an abandoned chapel and not reunited with Peter Turner, and so maybe the objective of the ghost was to be reunited with her beloved, via us as the vessel, so maybe we carried her spirit unwittingly to Peter Turner, hence why Alma disappears when we return to where we found her. This one's actually much more fascinating than I thought it would be. We know that Rockstar likes to make things deliberately ambiguous for the sake of sparking discussion amongst players, and it's very obvious that they certainly did back in 2010 when this game released. We may never have definitive answers to the questions we ask, but they're great fun to entertain just the same. As a bit of extra detail, it has been noted that Alma Horlick may be a reference to Miss Havisham from the Charles Dickens story Great Expectations, in which Miss Havisham was stood up on her wedding day and as a result hasn't left her house or changed out of her wedding dress since. Also, this side mission is called Let No Man Put Asunder, which is more than likely a reference to two Bible verses that preach against divorce. And so from that we can gather that the theme for this side story isn't death, but rather separation. I think this goes to show just how much detail Rockstar puts into even the smallest of side stories. I'd love to know what you guys have to say about my biggest takeaway question from this side story. How have I forgotten her name? I've said it about a million times. Is Alma Horlick a ghost? Anyway, that concludes today's video. Thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends and all that wonderful stuff, that would be super fantastic. If you want to go ahead and check out my Twitch streams, there will be a link in the description. I'm currently doing a playthrough of Red Dead Redemption over there, among other things, so if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and check it out. And of course, with any luck, I'll be seeing you all very soon with another video at some point, but until next time, take care and goodbye.